Hey guys. Hi Letty. Hi Caitlin. Right? Caitlin? Guys, I'm blind, so if you see me keep leaning in to read, that's why I'm blind. Yeah. If I don't lean in to read it, I end up totally pronouncing it wrong. So okay. Hi Alyssa. Hi Kaylee. Hi Myra. Hi Eve. Hi Angela. Hi Anna. Hi Letty. Uh, yes. Anahi is doing great. Right now she's sleeping. Well, I don't want to say great because I just had to give her the diazepam because she has just been having seizures, and she just had one right now that seemed to just keep going and going and going, and she's been having them back to back. So, but she's been pretty good. Yeah, she's been pretty good. So she did great with her surgery. I know it's gonna be everybody's question is how she did. She did great. She got the tubes put in her ears. No problems there. The tongue tie, he said, was a little bit challenging because her tongue was, um, it was like not like a typical tongue, obviously because of the tongue tie, obviously, but the skin that was down there, the very thin part was was very short, and then he clipped that, but then it was just like a little tiny piece. It was like not even half an inch. It was like very, very, very tiny, and so but then the rest of it was really thick, and he didn't want to just clip that. So what he did is that he just pushed. The way he described it is that he pushed her tongue back, and um, I guess to make it, bigger, so that she's able to move it more. But it had left a huge triangular shaped gap down under her tongue on the floor of her mouth under her tongue. So he had to use a little bit more stitches than normal to get that fixed. But he says that she's fine and she hasn't been fussy or anything. Although I did just give her Motrin a little while ago, because she seemed kind of uncomfortable. She wasn't sleeping very well, but it could have also been because she just keeps having seizures. So, but I gave her Motrin just in case because she had the surgery in the morning, and right now it's already 7 o'clock where I live, so she probably needs the Motrin already. Hi everybody. Everybody saying hi. Oops. Hi Vicky. Hi Alicia. So yeah, she's doing good. Hopefully you guys can see me. Let me move the lamp. Okay. Ugh. Thank you, Vicky. She says, I pray she gets better. Thank you. Thank you for the prayers. I know a lot of people have been praying for her. And thank you guys so much for all the thoughts and prayers. It means a lot to us. Oh yeah, and both the kids are asleep already. Although I do need to feed Anahi and give her medication. So I might have to wake her up. But Archer's already asleep. He's been asleep since 5 o'clock. So let's see how that goes tonight. But most likely he'll still sleep through the night. Because we did get up at 4:30 this morning. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. But I am just cutting strips and stuff for some tutus. I just went to Hobby Lobby today to get some more material because I'm still waiting for some stuff to come in the mail. That's the one thing I just don't. I always put that off. I always put that off to order online because I just don't like the waiting game. I don't know. I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people don't like to order online because then they just don't want to wait. I'm very impatient when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, but yes, everybody's doing good. Bob got to take a nap today, so lucky for him. Anna says it's very quiet. Where's Archer? He's asleep. He's already in bed. So I'm like, yes, I get a break. I actually get to sit down and work on stuff early, and maybe I can actually go to bed early. Yeah, he's been asleep for 2 hours now. He's been asleep since 5 o'clock. So. Sorry, I'm just laying out all the ribbons so I can count it. Thank you. Prayers for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you always for all the prayers. Hi, Christina. Everybody's doing good. We're all tired because we had to get up at 4:30 this morning, and Bob and I didn't go to bed until like I think midnight or 1 in the morning, somewhere around there. It was after midnight. I know that for sure. So, yeah. And then Anahi, of course, usually gets up at around starting to get up like around 4:30 in the morning. So yeah. And so she got up at that time, so I didn't have to wake her up, but we woke up Archer, and that's why Archer's already asleep. She fell asleep at 5, so. But yeah, we're all doing fine. Bob got to take a good nap. I didn't because I was up with Archer, but that's okay. I can always go to bed early. I'm glad he went to bed right now so that I can get some stuff done and then go to bed early. So, but Anahi's doing good. She's doing good. She's asleep right now. Nothing went wrong with the surgery, thank goodness. So, Anna says, "You're amazing. Sometimes I get tired just watching everything you do." Yes. I get very tired too, but I'm a very go, go, go kind of person. I'm not one to just be lazy and sit around. I'm lazy for some stuff, but like when it comes to this kind of stuff, I guess, I don't know, I'm just a go, go, go kind of person. I like to be out and about and doing stuff. I don't like to just sit around the house and do nothing. Stephanie says, "You're a wonderful mom and an amazing multitasker with 2 kids and your business. I'm praying for Anahi." Thank you. So sweet. I love doing all this. I love the chaos, I guess you could say. Maybe that's why I became a teacher, a daycare teacher, for 7 years with 1 and 2-year-olds. I just love the chaos. So what has everybody else done today? Has anybody done anything interesting today, or just work, I guess? Bob went to go try to donate right now, and he still wasn't able to. If you guys watched our another one of our live chats, I think from like 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Um, I think he talked about how they messed up on it. So he's been trying to go back to donate again, but they keep telling him that it needs to be completely healed, and he keeps going back to see if it's completely healed, and they keep telling him, nope, you gotta wait more. So he went to go try to donate right now, and they still told him that it wasn't completely healed yet. So he's donating plasma. There you go. In case you guys are wondering what he is donating, he went to go donate plasma. Katie says, nothing fun, home with 2 sick babies. Yeah, I have 1 sick baby. What does my shirt say? It says, say no to doing things. Say no to doing things. That's what it says. Vicky says, wow, not sure I could do daycare. That's a lot of work. It's yeah, but it's a lot of fun for me. I really enjoy it. Eve says, I had school, then I had to do some invoicing. Wow, everybody's busy. Busy. What time is it where you guys live? It's right here where I live right now. It's 7:18. So I know there's some people from like other countries too. So I want to know what time it is where you guys live. Madeline. Selena asks, have you ever guys consulted with a pediatric Yeah, Anahi does have a nutritionist. Since she can't eat solids right now, she can't eat solids at all. Like, she can only eat purees sometimes, and what she gets most of the time is Pediasure. So, but yes, I have heard about that diet. Like, I think it was like a year, maybe like a year or so ago. Yes, but I have heard about the diet, but I don't know if there's a way to do it with her without her eating solids. I'm not sure. Stephanie says it's 8:19 p.m. here in Maryland. Yeah, the East Coast is an hour ahead from where we live. I used to live in Maryland too when I was a baby. Stephanie says, why can't she eat solids? It's just part of her condition. She doesn't know how to chew yet. She right now is developmentally, she's at a 4-month-old level. So, and no, she doesn't have a feeding tube. Yeah, no, she doesn't have a feeding tube. Christina Holmes says, I really want to meet you. I'm a beginner and having my own business and really need help. Aw, where do you live, Christina? Because I know you comment on like all my videos and yeah, I know you comment on a lot of my stuff. I see you everywhere. Tonya says, hello from Texas. Hey. Yeah, I'm in Texas too, in case you didn't know that already. Oh, and back to the solids thing. We do try to give her some solids. I've given her some like avocado, some banana. I've given her like harder stuff like strawberries. It's like a little bit more difficult to just like chew on, and she's still she tries to mash it in her mouth. She's like using her tongue to like push it. Maybe the tongue tie was the reason why she couldn't chew. I don't know. But she does just try to like move it around in her mouth. She doesn't really use her teeth to chew on it. Yes, she does have like She already has 4 back teeth as well. She doesn't even use her gums or anything to chew on anything. She'll just use her tongue to push it on the top of her mouth and then try to swallow it. So she always had a lot of choking issues when I would try to give her solids. Her eating problems are not from her seizures. She has a condition, a chromosome deletion condition that causes all her health issues like slow growth, developmental delays. She's gonna have speech delays. Like she's 2 years old and she still doesn't say anything, except for mom. It's the only thing she can say. And what else? Yeah, slow growth, slow weight gain. She was 12 pounds for a whole year. She's right now she's wearing size 12-month clothes, but shorts. Like if I put shorts on her, she still fits in 0 to 3 months. She's very tiny. She's like I think she's 27 or 28 inches tall. Around 27 or 28 inches tall. She's right now she was 17 pounds, but now she's back down to 16 pounds because she's been sick. So, but her seizures don't cause like any of her other health issues. Her seizures come with the condition, the chromosome condition that she's had. She's had seizures since she was born. She's been having them since day one. But we didn't find out what she had until she was 3 months old. But she's always been super tiny. She was born at 38 weeks and she was 5 pounds 2 ounces. So she's always been super tiny. Did I drop something? Oops. Let's see. Christina says, Foley, Alabama, and yes, I do. I'm a real big fan. I look up to you. Oh, thank you, Christina. I really enjoy reading every time you comment or you like any of my stuff. I always get excited because I recognize your name every time. Every time. Katie says, you deal with it so well. How do you handle it so well and maintain an amazing business? Supermom. I don't know, like when I do crafting stuff, it's like kind of like a stress reliever for me. I usually don't do much during the day because I have 2 kids, but most of the time I stay up all night working, and I might do one here and there depending on if Archer's occupied with something. Anahi doesn't do much. Like she's rarely fussy. She doesn't like to be held for too long. Of course, most of you guys already know that. She's very. I can just like put her next to me or lay her down somewhere or put her in the jumper or something like that, and she'll be content. She'll be fine. But if I try to hold her for too long, she gets aggravated, and I think she has like a sensory issue. I think the sensory issues come with her condition as well. Like she doesn't like her face to be touched, and she doesn't like to be held for too long. She gets kind of aggravated. So, but she does love to interact. So she loves to watch her brother jump around. She loves it when I talk to her and play with her and stuff. So, Angie says, have you tried those mesh feeders with her? We used them when my toddler was learning solids so he can get used to taste and learn to chew. I have tried with her, but she won't hold it. Like, she knows how to hold stuff, but she won't hold it in her mouth, so I have to hold it for her. And, yeah, I have tried that with her. But, she doesn't, like, chew it. All she does is just clamps down on it, and then lets it go, and then it just gets all over her face. So, I'm trying to figure out a way to get her to chew things. I know her speech therapist gave me like some tool. It was like the nylon tool, and you put a little piece of food inside there. That way you can get it more into her mouth and not just in the front, more into like the back of her mouth. That way she can chew on it there. But even when I do that, she still just brings it to her tongue and she just moves it around. She doesn't chew on it. The only solid kind of foods that she knows how to like eat and she kind of sort of chews on is like the Gerber puffs, the little puff things. Those things are so good. But yeah, that's what she can mess with those in her mouth. Like she kind of sort of chews on those. So I usually give her those to practice on. But with anything else, I don't know why I can't get her to chew. But then again, she's still at a 4-month-old level, and most 4-month-olds don't know how to chew yet either. Hold on. I know I did baby-led weaning with Archer when he was 6 months old. I didn't give him anything besides breast milk until he was 6 months. And even then, I just gave him a few pieces of broccoli and I think some avocado, and that was it. And he didn't actually eat anything until he was 9 months old. He would just play with the food until he was about 9 months old. So yeah, he didn't, and I didn't do any purees with him. He wouldn't eat purees. He just wouldn't. He did not want the spoon. I tried to put a spoon near his face. He'd get mad. So I just did baby-led weaning with him. But I can't really. I guess I could try with Anahi, but she doesn't notice things in front of her. I'll put food and stuff or toys and stuff in front of her, but she doesn't notice it unless you're holding it and waving it in front of her face. Hold on. Let's see here. Hold on. There's a lot of good questions. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. But yes, I do have mesh feeders for her, and I do try to use them every now and then. If Anahi would have kids long in the future, would her condition be genetic, meaning would her kids have it? The condition is genetic, but it's extremely rare. So if she was able to have kids, I'm not sure if she's able to or not, but if she does have kids in the future, they could carry the gene, but the chances of them actually having, like, of them actually being affected by the gene is non-existent, basically. Like, it would be like a crazy, coincidence or something. I wouldn't say coincidence, a crazy thing happening if one of her kids did have it. So, but Bob and I, one of us does carry the gene. So yes, it is genetic, but it's only like, I think about 30 or 50 cases worldwide of this condition that she has. So there's only about 30 to 50 other, I think it's either 30 or 50, I have to look it up, of other people with her exact same condition worldwide. Selena says, what are you making? Bows? No, I'm actually cutting strips for tutus. I'm cutting the strips because I'm going to make a ribbon trim. Charm says, do you ever feel like healthcare providers acted like they felt like Anahi's weight was because of something you were doing? Her old pediatrician, yes. There were several times where he kept pushing the feeding tube on me. But since I was part of the group with kids with her same condition, if she can eat with her mouth, then there was no need for the feeding tube. She didn't struggle with the bottle. She didn't struggle with breastfeeding because she breastfed for 18 months. She didn't struggle with that. It was part of her condition that caused her to gain weight very, very slowly. She's still gaining weight extremely slow. So it's just her condition that's causing that. It has nothing to do with how much you feed them. You can feed them a ton, and they'll still gain weight like a snail. So, like, just very, very slow. So, and yes, I did get a lot from not only her old pediatrician, but from other people too. They thought that I wasn't feeding her, and I'm like, okay. Letty says it's 5:25. Are you on the West Coast? Yeah, Letty said California. Yeah, of course. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on, guys. This is Lil Ms. Boutique says, "Hi Cheryl, I'm so happy that your beautiful, she meant beautiful daughter came out okay today. Bless your beautiful family. Thank you so much." Yeah, Charm C says, "I remember a situation when a little girl was labeled as failure to thrive, and people thought it was because the parents weren't feeding them enough. Turned out she had a brain condition." Yes, Anahi is labeled as failure to thrive, but the only reason why she's labeled failure to thrive was so that she can get the therapy that she needed, because the company that she goes with won't accept her without, I guess, the failure to thrive. But oh my gosh, I'm making a mess. So yes, she does have that as a label on her medical records. And I don't know if one of you guys told me this story or where I've seen it before, but it kind of freaked me out and it kind of pushed me away from the feeding tube even more. But there was a little boy that was adopted. I'm not adopted. He was in foster care. No, talking to Bob's here. he was in foster care and he was really tiny, so they I guess they put a feeding tube or something, and he gained weight a little too rapidly, and he ended up with a heart condition because he was overweight for his size, or for him as a baby, and yeah, they were just pushing food into on him, and he ended up with a heart condition, which was like, oh my god, that's kind of scary. But yeah, it turned out she had a brain condition. Yeah, you just have to look at everything before you just jump to like, oh, they're not feeding the child. How come we didn't do a Sunday live stream, or did I miss it? I don't know. We didn't do one. This is coincidence. I'm actually doing genetics and science. That's awesome. Does she have a? Brian, can you explain which each of those are? Does she have a homozygous dominant or a recessive gene? Which one is it, babe? Does she have a recessive gene? Huh? Or a homozygous dominant?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess explain which ones, or explain those. Stephanie asks, what sports does Archer like, and do you think he would play eventually? I honestly think he'd be into basketball or baseball. I'm not sure about soccer. He's not very good at kicking balls. Not the best, but he's really good about throwing balls. I think he'll do the best in baseball because he has an arm on him. He can throw really well. Brian said, that's like me. I eat a ton of food and I hardly gain weight. Same with me. I'm the same way. It's hard when you have family members with health issues because people tend to judge because they don't understand. Yep. Oh, sorry, I meant beautiful princess. I knew you probably meant beautiful princess or beautiful girl. One of those. Caitlin says 8:32. Where are you? Oh, you're probably on the East Coast. Or yeah. Charm says, you're doing a good job. Overall, I think it seems like your health team is very supportive. Yes, the doctors that she has now, which are mainly her specialists, that I trust more than, because her old pediatrician didn't really understand her condition, and he just kept saying, he kept comparing her to like a typical child, but I kept having to remind him that that she's not a typical child, that she has a condition. It's because she looks like a typical baby. That's why. She doesn't look like she has anything. $7:34 here in Tennessee, Rachel. Thanks, Eve. But I'm sure maybe once Anahi starts sitting up, maybe she'll be able to eat more. Mandy Love says, where do you live? We live in Texas. We're in Texas. Stacy says, just joining in. How did Anahi's surgery go? She did really well. She went under, no issues. She came out, no issues. So she did really good. Brian says, I'm not happy. I have state tests next week. Ooh. State tests? Is it like...
The state?
No, I guess like the... What are you eating a sandwich for?
Because it's edible.
But you're making other food.
You don't understand me making like eating a shoe.
Check on the babies. You're pretty amazing with all you manage to do and stay on top of your day-to-day life. I'm just, I'm a really go kind of person. I don't like to sit around and do nothing. So, is that like finals or something, Brian? Or what is it called? Throw what away?
What?
Why don't you glad the trash can's out here? Where is my ruler? You're making Brian hungry, apparently.
Making Brian hungry?
Yeah. He's like, Bob, you're making me hungry. He's eating a sandwich and now he's heating up some chicken fried steak. Yeah. Stacy says, have you noticed any immediate changes? No, not yet. She's still kind of in the recovery. They're okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to give her all her medicine and stuff right now. Hi, Susan. Charm says, pretty impressed with Bob's mad sewing skills. Archer's gonna grow up with no fear of the sewing machine. He better not have fear of the sewing machine. He's gonna be working for me.
Child labor. Yeah.
What?
Child labor.
No, like once he turns 18, I'll be like, hey, you want to still live under this roof? You better get. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Charm says, how has the tongue snip affected Anahi's eating today? We're feeding her with a syringe.
Oh, my own orange.
Where did it go? I'm going crazy, you guys. There we go. Susan says, I've been watching since you found out you were expecting Archer. Oh, that's awesome. Charm says she should recover quickly. Hopefully, because they did have to, when he cut it, when he said he pushed her tongue back, it left a, God bless you, it left a bigger gap on the bottom of her mouth, so he had to add more stitches than he normally does. So, bye Charm, thanks for joining us. So yeah, he had to add more stitches, so he said it might take a little bit longer in the healing process, but I'm pretty sure she'll have no issues healing. God bless you. God bless you. My kids are tough, so. Everybody's saying God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think her ears are bothering her. I think it's her tongue's what's probably going to start bothering her pretty soon. But we're feeding her with just a shh. Well, then put it back.
What?
The trash can. Bob got mad because he thought the trash can was in the other side of the kitchen, and it's over here. And he went to throw something away, and it wasn't there.
But I made it.
Whatever.
In your room.
Yes, Alyssa, we're still watching Moana. We've watched it like 7 times every day. Probably more. Archie keeps saying he wants to put Princess Moana. He calls her Princess Moana, or the chicken movie. Blue Hawaiian?
I don't know what that is. I just said it.
Oh, you just said it?
Yeah, because they're Hawaiian.
Are they Hawaiian? Is Moana Hawaiian? Let me know, guys.
Something like that.
What? I don't know if it's a made up culture or.
It's not a made up culture.
It's not a made up culture?
No.
Is she Hawaiian? Let me know, because I still haven't looked it up. I keep saying I'm going to look it up to see where she's from and everything. I don't know. Stephanie asked how many bows I'm working on tonight. I'm actually working on a ribbon trim tutu, so I'm cutting the strips for the tutu. Archer keeps waking up over there and talking about the game.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, Archer, just go to sleep. Eve says, I think it's either Hawaiian or Samoan.
I think it's Samoan. Well, I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up what.
Because The Rock is Samoan. I told you that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, most likely Samoan. Because, yeah, he did I watched a video of him doing his whole culture, dance and everything. And then he promoted the movie. So maybe it is Samoan. Maybe they are Samoan.
Mm-hmm. You know it?
Yeah, Moana is Samoan. Yeah, okay. I keep saying I'm going to look it up and I never do. Alyssa says, good, keep it, girl. My kids don't even watch it. They like weird movies like Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas, and dude, those are Bob's kind of movies.
Yeah.
Those are Bob's kind of movies right there. And I still have headbands for you, girl. Is she okay? I think that was the movie, but check. Bye, Susan. She's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to give her medicine right now and then feed her again. And I just have a feeling she's not going to go back to sleep, but that's okay. It's still kind of early. That's probably why they chose The Rock to play Maui. Nightmare Before Christmas is my fave. Yep, I like the Nightmare Before Christmas too. Balto 4, Wings of Chance.
What? Wings of Pants?
No, he's saying Bob. Brian's saying Bob. My favorite movie is Balto 4, Wings of Chance. I've never seen it either.
Balto?
Is that like the dog movie? Do they have a Balto 4?
Really? They made that many of those?
I mean, I've seen the first Balto, if that's what it's...
Was it like another Fast and the Furious?
It's like Fast and the Furious, what, 20 now?
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna...
It's gonna be like number 8?
I think it's 8, yeah.
It's a movie.
I think they know.
No, it's Balto 4. Oh, Balto 3.
Oh.
My favorite newer kids movie is Trolls. I thought it was cute.
What was that?
Yeah.
So,
there was a few funny parts in there.
There were adult parts in there.
Oh yeah, there were some few.
You had to catch.
And it's funny because even in Moana, there's like several parts that, like in all kid movies, like even if you watch movies from when we were kids, like if you watch like old Disney movies or old movies in general, you find adult humor in there, and you're like, you didn't get that when you were a kid. You know, you wonder why your parents are laughing over there in the corner. But yeah, so they do have a lot of adult humor in kid movies. You know, you got to keep those movie makers sane, I guess. They have to add a little bit of humor in there. Oh yeah, I mean I've seen the first Balto. Yeah, it's about the famous dog Balto and a mail plane. Glitter toots, yeah. Adult humor, yeah. Yep, they have to add a lot of adult humor in there. I guess so the adults don't go crazy. But we still go crazy. Oh yeah, Shrek. I mean Shrek's not Disney, but wait, is it? No, it's not, right?
No, it's DreamWorks.
Oh, DreamWorks. Yeah, I don't think it's Disney. No, yeah, it's not Disney. So they can add a little more adult humor in that. Disney doesn't add too much.
I don't know. I think it's DreamWorks.
It's not Disney. I don't think Shrek is Disney, but yeah, I do like Shrek and their little hints of adult humor in there. Christina says, sadly, I have to go. I have school in the morning. See you later. Bye, Christina. Thank you for joining us. I'm probably going to be on here for like maybe 20 more minutes. So, yeah. I'm not going to be on here for that much longer because I got work to do and I want to go to bed early tonight. You have to work tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that's right. Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it hard to get the...
Yeah.
So for all the new people that are coming in that probably have the questions on how Anahi's surgery went, she did good. She went in doing good and she came out doing good. So she didn't have any issues with the anesthetic. She didn't have any issues with anything. So she did good. Rachel says, my phone is dying. I also have to go. Good night. Continue prayers for Anahi. Thanks, Rachel. Bye, Eve. Or wait, are you saying bye, Eve? Or are you just saying you have homework to do and you just don't want to do it? I mean, you don't have to do it. You can just stay on if you want. Yeah, I don't have to do it. It's due next week. We'll get it done anyway. There was if you guys don't watch the Rachel Earls vlogs, you guys, of course, go check her out. You know, she's pregnant with her first child. And yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch. Her and her husband are a lot of fun to watch. You guys can go check them out. But in one of the videos, he had a great tip that I'm going to pass along to you guys. So I'm going to give him credit for it. I don't remember where he said he got it from, but he got it from someplace as well. But he said that he was talking about how if you're gonna do something, especially if you have like a list of things to do, try to do the ones that take you the least amount of time to do first. Like, you know, whatever's on your list. Like, say you have to like wipe something down or something like that. Something that's gonna take you the least amount of time to do those first. And then the other things that are gonna take you a little bit longer, he said to at least tell yourself to only do 2 minutes of it. Like, just go and just do it for 2 minutes, and then you can stop after 2 minutes. But he says because usually the first 2 minutes of doing something is usually it's always the hardest to get started on something. But once you get started on it, you most likely don't want to stop. So yeah, so always keep in your mind like, hey, I'm just gonna do 2 minutes of it, and then you see how it goes from there. So, and I thought that was like a good what are they called? Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Like a good oh my gosh, guys, I can't think of the word. I guess a good tip. There you go. Good tip to give to you guys. Hold on, I'm reading comments. I can't wait for summer vacation, and hopefully my birthday is on Father's Day like it was last year. That's awesome. That's so cool. Stephanie says you should do a never have I ever video with Bob. I should on my channel. I'll do it. I'll put it on my channel. Brian says no. Do a would you rather commenters edition. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen those. I've actually been wanting to do those. Stacy says, how many hours is Anahi awake during the day? Since she doesn't run around or play independently, you must have to attend to her 100% while she's awake. Do you get exhausted, frustrated, overwhelmed? She's awake most of the day. She'll take like one long nap. She might take like a short morning nap, and then she'll usually take one that's about maybe 2, maybe 3 hours in the midday, and then she'll be awake the rest of the afternoon. But she's not, I don't have to attend to her really much at all because she's not one to like to be held for too long. She likes the interaction, of course, but I don't really have to like attend to her 100%. Um, she's and that's how Archer was too. Archer was very independent since the beginning. Like he just didn't want to be held. He wanted you. He just put him down, let him do his thing, and sometimes it's kind of sad. I mean, Archer likes to be held now, but Anahi is slowly getting there. But if I hold her for too long, she gets very frustrated. So she gets frustrated if I hold her or give her attention for too long. But she loves it if I lay her on the bed and I'm just like laying next to her, or if I'm like leaning over her. She absolutely loves that attention. She absolutely loves it. She'll stare at you all day. What happened to Bob's side of the bed? He couldn't think of ideas. He couldn't think of anything to talk about. So if you guys have any ideas, write them down and leave them in the comments. Millie's asking, how did her surgery go? How is she doing? Is she home? Yes, she's home. Her surgery went really well. She's doing awesome. She's sleeping right now, but she's been doing great all day. She hasn't been fussy until like a little while ago, but I think it's because she just is constantly having seizures all day. Somebody's awake. I think it's Archer. But no, she's been doing good. She went in perfectly fine and she came out perfectly fine. So she did really well. Nothing went wrong. But yeah, she's home and she's asleep right now. Stephanie asks, will her seizures eventually lessen? I'm hoping so, because I mean, the seizures are only happening because of her ear infection, because she's sick. So I'm hoping they finally slow down and maybe go back to where she's only having one every few months. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping, because I'm tired of, like, I won't say I'm tired of it, but it hurts me to see her continue to have them. It's just, yeah. Cheryl says, would you rather eat only when you go diarrhea or change genders every time you sneeze? I guess change genders every time I sneeze because I don't sneeze very often. When she's awake, is she out in the living room with you guys, or does she spend most of the time in the bedroom by herself? And what are your thoughts on blanket training, specifically for Archer? When she's awake, she's usually out here. I'll put a blanket down on the living room, on the floor, and I'll have her either there or I'll have her in the jumper over here, or she'll be in the bouncer. But she knows how to get out of the bouncer now, so I can't just have her in there without her. She usually eats in there, so. And the blanket training? No, I don't do the blanket training. If I put Archer in timeout and stuff, he's really good about staying in timeout. So he's not one of those kids that just gets up and stomps off. No, if I put him in timeout, he'll stay there. And he'll be screaming the whole time, but he'll stay there. Thanks, Stephanie. Melly says, is there any way that they can switch her meds or do something about her seizures? They just switched her medication like a week or so ago. I think, yeah. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, I think they just switched it again. But when she's sick, she's gonna have seizures, regardless of what kind of medication she's taking. I'm pooping my neck right now. What does that mean? Sorry, I see Archer. Oh, popping your neck? Uh, mm, so for the quiet time, no. I don't even know if he would do that. Whenever he is quiet, I just try to get things done. But he's a very active kid. So he's not like one of those kids that can sit on the tablet all day. Because even if I do give him the tablet, he'll be on it for like 3 minutes and he'll get up and he'll go do something else and he'll come back to it for like 2 or 3 minutes and he'll get up and go and do something else. So he's not one to just sit in one spot. Even if I try to sit with him and read books with him and stuff, he's just very like I guess he's like me. He's go go go. He just needs to be up and about and do things, and he can't just sit down for too long. Is everyone asleep? Archer and Anahi, yes, they're both asleep. Let's see. But Archer is a really good sleeper, so I guess I can't complain about his action, about him being so active because he's a very good sleeper. Uh, yeah, Archer's not a big screen person. Like it's rare that like I get a few minutes of him sitting. Like he'll sit. Like if a song comes on that he's into, he'll sit. He'll watch that. But then as soon as the song's done, he's back to just running around and doing stuff. That's why I have to like take him out all the time as well. So yeah, he's not a big tablet person. He's not a big TV person. So, but to get him to be quiet, that's a whole different. That's a whole different story. I wish I can get him to sit down and just play with toys. Even if I sit down with him, it's like literally like maybe not even 5 minutes. He's just up and running around again. So he's a very active kid, which I am so happy he's such an active kid. Because I was an active kid as a child. So I'm hoping he's the same way where, let's just go out and let's just, do things outside, all the time and not like one of those kids that just wants to stay home and just watch TV all the time and not want to do anything. So, what theme tutu are you working on? Another trolls. What kind of tutu are you making now? Is this just another color? I just finished with the pink. Now I'm doing the blue, and then I have to do the lime green. So it's a trolls themed tutu, but I need to put the colors with the tool. So Okay, I'm getting tired, so good night. Good night, Brian. Have you ever done a big sister, little sister tutu outfit? I've done big sisters and I've done little sisters, but I haven't done them combined. Like, I haven't done that yet. But I've done big sisters, like I'm gonna be a big sister, and I've done like little sister ones, but I haven't done them together. But that's a good idea. Yeah. How do you know how much ribbon you need for the ribbon trim tutus? For the ones that with the individual um, pieces on the crochet bands, I count the holes, and each hole has one piece of tulle, obviously, and on each strip of tulle, I use 2 strips of ribbon. So if that makes any sense. Hold on. Do you charge different amounts for different size tutus, and do you make a reasonable profit after your cost? 65 for a tutu shirt and bow seems so cheap. Yeah, I charge the same for all sizes. But yes, I do make a reasonable profit off of it. I don't spend that much on material. But since they take so long to make, bye, Brian. Sorry, these comments are coming in really slow. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Aaron says you said in a past live chat that you do just pre-make tutus because they don't always sell. Do you ever sell on Etsy? Yes, I do sell on Etsy and Facebook and eBay, but they still don't sell. It doesn't matter even if I put it on sale for like $5, it still doesn't sell. I don't know why. Is your clientele more word of mouth? It's actually from YouTube. Most, like 99% of my customers are from my YouTube channel. Oh, it should have said, do not make pre. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, I don't make pre-made tutus because whenever I do, they just don't sell. I guess I just have bad luck like that. I don't know. I mean, they eventually do sell, but it just takes forever sometimes. I eventually have to say, like, who wants it? It's free. Just take it. But yeah, that's why I don't make them. Yeah, I'm only gonna be on here for a few more minutes. So, if you guys want to say any last minute, if you guys have any last minute questions or comments, then Stacey says, "Oh my gosh, you definitely need to ship internationally then. My daughter is a total girl and would love a lace and ribbon trim tutu. Any ideas on when you might start shipping internationally?" Just, I do want to ship to Canada because I know you're from Canada, so because I know that's not as bad as other places. I guess the shipping is not as bad as other places. So just let me know. Just let me know, and I could totally start shipping to Canada. And I do want to ship it, to other countries too. So, But again, every time I always ask, like, do you guys know in general how much it would cost? And nobody ever really knows. So I don't want to end up overcharging for shipping, or I don't want to end up having to pay like $15-$20 more out of pocket because they charge too little. So but they do I know USPS does I think they have like international priority shipping set costs or something like that. Aaron says, do you ever rent booths at fairs or community events, and were they successful? Yes, I have. And no. Like, I would sell like maybe one or two things. I would end up spending like, I would pay like $30 or $50 for the booth, and I'd only end up selling like $5 worth of stuff. So I'm like, and I usually do booths with other like with other bow makers or with other friends, so that way we can split the cost. Okay, what time is it? It's already 8 o'clock. I have to go give Anahi her medication and feed her, so I'm gonna have to get off right now. But I know this. Hold on. Are you gonna make more hair bow tutorials? Yes, I need to make more hair bow tutorials. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I've already been on for an hour, so thank you guys so much for watching. I have to go give Anahi her medicine, and I have to feed her. Um, so yeah. Hold on, there's one more question. What's the weight of the tutus? I'll find out shipping costs. There's also a price list on Canada's Post website. Our dollar is terrible, so I'd have to pay more, but it's worth it. It usually doesn't really go over 2 pounds. It's usually under 1 pound, or no, for tutus it's usually between 1 and 2 pounds. So it's not that heavy. Bye, Alyssa. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys for the next live stream. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.